Hello and welcome to another episode of Children's Moments here on Heavenward Thinking. Today we're back with another object lesson, so I'm going to turn it over to Miss Ruth and she'll get us started this week.
Okay, this week we're going to talk about storms, and we're going to talk about storms again next week. We have all been very concerned and sending prayers for all the people that have been going through this big storm in Florida, the hurricane. And storms can be very scary situations. Even just a thunderstorm can be scary to us. But storms don't have to be actual weather to be storms in our lives. It can be difficult times we go through. Maybe trouble at school, trouble with a friend, a family member, someone in our family getting very sick, someone dying. We can go through lots of storms in our lives. And so we're going to talk about how Jesus can help us in the storms this week and next week. So I want to share the story of when Jesus calms a storm from Mark chapter 4. That day, when evening came, he said to his disciples, "Let us go over to the other side." Leaving the crowd behind, they took him along just as he was in the boat. There were also other boats with him. A furious squall came up. Squall's a big, big storm. A fierce squall came up, and the waves broke over the boat so that it was nearly swamped. Jesus was in the stern, sleeping on a cushion. Do you think Jesus was very afraid of the storm there?
I don't think so.
He was just sleeping. He knew God had it all under control. The disciples woke him and he said, "Teacher, don't you care if we drown?" He got up, rebuked the wind, so he spoke to it, and said to the waves, "Quiet, be still." Then the wind died down and it was completely calm. He said to his disciples, "Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith?" They were terrified and asked each other, "Who is this? Even the wind and the waves obey him." So whatever storm we're going through, whether it be a physical weather storm, a storm in our lives, it can be pretty scary. I'm going to show you a little storm in the bottle here, Timothy. So if I take this bottle, I have a special little connector between my two bottles here. I'm going to flip it up here and give it a big shake like that squall. And what do you see forming in there?
A tornado.
Want to see it again? We shake it up, and we have a tornado forming in here, correct? But what if we shook it up and we quickly held on to it? What happened?
It stopped.
It calmed down.
It calmed down.
So who does that remind you of from our story?
Jesus calming the wind and the waves.
He can have the power to calm the wind and the waves. He can calm any situation in our life. Next week, we'll continue our idea of storms and see how sometimes we might have Jesus calm the storm, like we talked about tonight. Sometimes he just helps us through the storm.
Absolutely. Well, we hope you've been encouraged and challenged by this, and you'll join us next time for the second part of this story as we continue Children's Moments here on Heavenward Thinking.